channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months, never done before. Past all the fishing, man. PewDiePie is next, man. I'm pop these checks, got the brand new.
What's up, Jake Paulers? Hope you're all enjoying yourself. Hope you're all D'ing on them haters, you know, pulling out your D. You know, I only dress up like this so you will stop comparing me to him. And now, you're all comparing me to the Onceler. There is actually no winning in this situation. Now, I am fully aware that the topic of Jake Paul has been overdone to death. I've developed somewhat of an obsession with him. I probably have something wrong with my brain. Definitely. Now, it was at this point where I'm supposed to pull up my big book of Jake Paul sins, and they were meant to guide me through the video because we're wading through a little bit of a swamp here. Unfortunately, I did have to go and return that book to the library. So, we're going in dry. I guess it's time to, we're lubing up. My name is Pyrocynical, my subscribers keep dropping. Cholesterol is my city. Now, before we drop into the trials and tribulations that is Jake Paul's career, we have to look at quite an important factoid as of late. Jake Paul has been dropped by Disney. Jake recently posted a tweet. Love you all, thanks for the support. Can't wait to continue to grow and conquer. Jake Paul as always rise. Why yes, Mrs. Paul, I think your son does have a god complex. What's up, Jake Paulers? I hate to have to throw crazy news on you guys all at once, but since we're fat, I'm not reading that, man. I know you will understand and be super supportive. Don't read the replies to this tweet, by the way, Jake. That's just some advice. Long story short, my team, Disney Channel, and I have come to the agreement it's finally time for me to move on from the Disney family and Bizaardvark. Now, Jake's wording here is about as vague as the YouTube terms of service, but that's kind of the point. He's not saying that he's made the decision to leave. He said that both Disney and him have came to an agreement. Being a part of the Disney family for the past 2 years was incredible and a dream come true. I love my castmates and will continue to support Disney, but I have outgrown the channel and feel it's time to move forward in my career. At this point in time, I'm wanting to focus more on my personal brand and my YouTube channel, business ventures, growing Team 10, and working on more adult acting roles. We have big things in the works, and I can't wait to share it all with you. This is just the beginning. Love you, Jake Paulers. He actually unironically said it's every day, bro, at the end. Now, again, it is quite contradictory because he says he wants to focus on growing more as a person and basically earning more equity. The problem is you're leaving Disney for YouTube. And I know he's included a bunch of other stuff like business ventures, Team 10, but again, those would probably be independently funded. He's tried to keep it vague, but I think it's very apparent that Disney gave him the boot, and it's not really surprising seeing the recent news headlines he's been in. Another problem with this is Jake Paul was trying to word it in a kind of neutral way, as it was both him and Disney. You go onto his likes, and you scroll past all the likes where it's basically him jerking himself off. And he's liked a tweet from someone saying, Disney gonna lose tons of views. So Jake, I get you made that really long tweet to explain how it was both you and Disney's decision, but I think you're mad, bro. I think you're crying a bit. I think you're crying. I think you need to wipe the tears away.
Heyo, I'm Jake Paul from Bizaardvark, and you're watching Disney Channel. Oh, no looker, first ever. Oh, nailed it!
Put your hands up! Put your hands up! A couple days ago, Jake Paul did an epic prank where he answered the door and there were 2 police officers there that were ready to arrest him.
I don't think I can be arrested for noise complaints.
No, this has been several times now.
I didn't ask you to come in.
I'm gonna go ahead and come in.
No, please.
This is a circus out here.
What am I getting arrested for?
Disturbing the peace. This is several times that we have been here.
Yo! Stop.
Dude, get back or I'll take you in too. Alright?
Yo, chill, dude.
This, dude.
Put the camera down.
Bro.
Chill, wait. This is illegal.
And after all this, Jake Paul turns around saying how you all got pranked, giving some really cringy, FouseyTube-esque message.
My boy Kevin!
That was kind of just like a lesson to teach you guys that like not everything that you see in the media on a day-to-day basis is real, and that you could basically fake anything and twist everything the way you want.
I don't like grabbing this and doing this. Like, you should not see that shape. You're not happy with this.
And even though that was a really cringy, contrived, and generic message that didn't really do anything, I mean, you actually decepted your own viewers into watching the video in the first place. What Jake, if he organized it, or his affiliates have done, has impersonated a police officer. Police impersonation is the act of falsely portraying oneself as a member of the police for the purpose of deception. In the vast majority of countries, the practice is illegal and carries a custodial sentence. There's also a list of following impersonations that do actually classify as an offense. Fake uniform. The imposter wears a uniform that looks very much like that of a police officer. So it's very questionable whether it could be an offense or not, but it's extremely deceptive.
Yo! Stop!
And fake vehicle. The imposter places police lights on top of a vehicle to make it seem like a police cruiser.
Chill, wait. This is illegal.
Damn, that's 2 cars.
The fake cop car.
Now, I do understand it was an epic prank and they were all in on it, so this might not actually carry any weight, but the people in the background recording this, they don't know if it's real or not. They might think it's legit.
Everything's fake in Hollywood.
Now, quite recently, Jake Paul had a really big change of heart. He felt sorry for all the neighbors that he caused a ruckus for.
As a 20-year-old kid, and go talk to these neighbors of ours and try to mend the situation.
So like a good little cherub, he went to a bunch of neighbors on his street and apologized for the atrocious things he's done. Now, this on its own seems harmless. He's just apologizing to some residents in the area. You know, he's been a bad boy, but now he's correcting himself. He's on the right path. But Jake did fail to mention the fact that he's got someone sitting in the back recording the neighbors' houses, and on top of that, I think he's wearing a wire as well, so you can hear the entire conversation that's transpiring between Jake and the neighbor.
We just want to like come over and greet all of our neighbors and like apologize for all the chaos. Yeah, we just wanted to apologize and like work towards getting better, and we've never communicated with anyone. No one ever has come to us with their problems and stuff.
First, yeah.
We want to open that door.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I do, and like I don't hate you guys. I'm not one of the neighbors that like absolutely hates you.
Yeah.
I know it's really tough because there's not really a solution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Safety. Okay.
and just annoying. It's just annoying.
Yeah. No, we understand.
Like I don't have anything personally against you guys. I really don't. Like I understand that like that's your life, that's your business, and I respect that.
Firstly, I just want to say how horrendous this is, what he's doing. The entire concept of it. Imagine if one of these neighbors was more assertive and they didn't want to apologize. They didn't want to say they were sorry because Jake Paul is making their life a living hell. Jake Paul would have recorded that, he would have got a shot of their house, and they would have been on their way with their 12-year-old army harassing them daily. And also, secondly, like I mentioned earlier, this is actually a crime. The California crime of eavesdropping is a wobbler. This means that the prosecutor may choose to try it as either a misdemeanor or a felony, depending on the circumstances of the case and the defendant's criminal history. The maximum penalties for this are $2,500 or up to a year in jail, and possibly even both. Jake, I just gotta say, man, you are treading on thin ice. If one of these neighbors that felt intimidated by you wanted to go to the police and charge it as a felon and take you into court, all they'd have to do is pull up your little YouTube channel and watch this video of you getting a guy to film their house while simultaneously you recording their conversation in private without their consent.
Okay guys, so we went and confronted the neighbors. We got a lot of intel, but what's crazy about it is that a lot of the neighbors don't actually care.
I wonder why they didn't care, Jake. Maybe it was the horde of 12-year-old girls outside their house following you. Or maybe just the fact you had a visible boom mic from your chest.
The neighbors hate me, but I'm still gonna flip and send it.
Quite recently, your boy Jakey appeared at Post Malone's house. For starters, how Jake got the address to Post's house, that alone is pretty scummy. Post recently purchased a bunch of Jake Paul merch from his site. He did this as a joke, by the way, because as he's already stated on the H3 podcast that he isn't really too keen on Jake Paul's music.
Like, this is the type of shit that I was making when I was 14.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, those are like 14-year-old me lyrics. Like,
Right.
I am number one. Catch me
chew them like it's gum.
Right, it's
White
great.
boy from Ohio.
White boy, white
Exactly,
boy.
that's something that I would have said when I was 14.
Now, the site Post bought the clothes was Fanjoy, a site which Jake Paul has a slot in where he sells his own merch. Post bought that stuff, and then Jake Paul was sent the address by Fanjoy, and Jake Paul took it upon himself to visit Post's house.
Yo, is Austin here? Bro, we got your merch.
What happened?
We got your merch, bro. We got your merch.
What's going on?
You've also got to love the amount of wide angles Jake's crew gets of Post's house, definitely not leaking his private information at all.
You had the sniper shot?
Yeah, I got it.
Now, although I want to, I can't really say that Jake Paul basically doxing Post is a crime, because the whole terms on doxing, it's very grey, so there's not really much point trying to nail him for that. But the fact that he went to Post's house, knocked the door, and he's there filming, you know, he's filming, asking him all these questions like, do you have a problem with my songs? Do you have a problem?
I just need a little bit of explanation, because it's like, you were kind of like iffy about the song, but
Right.
we were like, but then you got the merch, so.
Yeah, man, I just, the merch is fire.
And I don't know about you guys, when someone's asking you a loaded question with a camera in your face, you're gonna feel a little bit intimidated. Now, I do understand that Jake asked for permission to vlog.
Can we vlog or no?
Sure, let's do it.
That being said, he's still got his mate sitting in the car with the camera, getting a snapshot of the entire house. So I'm just gonna go on the basis that that is probably an invasion of privacy. I also ended up going to Fanjoy's privacy page to see if there was any contradicting information, and what they have on there, near the bottom, it's always near the bottom, is really disgusting. We may share some or all of your personal data with our parent company, subsidiaries, joint ventures, or other companies under a common control, affiliates, in which case we will require our affiliates to honor this privacy policy. So I'm not sure if Jake Paul falls under an affiliate because he's got a part on the site, but it does say in black and white that they should honor the privacy. What does Jake Paul do? He gets the address, drives up there, filming it with his camera, his little vlog camera, getting his mate in the car with a wide pan shot of the entire house. That's definitely not respecting privacy, Jake.
We probably should have got his number. We know where he lives. We could just come knock. We could just drop. I'll leave a CD on the door, on the front door, like the old days.
Welcome to my mind. Play that note block nicely.
And our final possible crime that Jake Paul has committed is disturbing the peace. I'm not going to commentate over this segment because the visual evidence is damning enough. I'm just going to have a quick little montage of every instance Jake Paul has disrupted the peace, and you'll be able to make your own conclusions.
Another example of disturbing the peace is by being loud and unreasonable in a willful and malicious manner.
A recent stunt involved tossing furniture into an empty pool and setting the pile on fire.
I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay, I just wouldn't do that.
3, 2, 1.
Please excuse me for a minute. I have to go wash my hands.
So hopefully you can understand now that Jake Paul isn't exactly the brightest spark. Do you remember in the last video when I shown the Team 10 bus on the highway in some kind of collision? Well, Jake actually went ahead and had the audacity to accuse his neighbors of attempting to kill him.
Yesterday, or 2 nights ago, sorry, one of the neighbors comes over and unscrews the screws in the tire to our Team 10 van. The neighbors tried to kill us, bro. They take the nuts out. Max and the Martinez twins are driving down the road and the highway. All of a sudden they hear a noise. Literally the whole entire tire falls off, and they, like, the bus lopsides. They go flying into the middle of the traffic on the 101. The whole highway stops. Super dangerous situation, and our neighbors are the ones that did this. Our neighbors tried to kill us, and what do? We just make videos for kids on the internet? Like, who's the bad guy here? Our neighbors literally tried to kill the Martinez twins.
Which is quite ironic because that's exactly what Logan, his brother, said someone should do to him after watching the news report on Jake.
We're families here, and we're more than happy to have them live here if they're respectful of their neighbors, but they're not.
Poor lady.
Oh man, I actually feel really bad.
I'm surprised they retaliated against him.
Yeah, yo, if you guys are Jake's neighbors, you guys should egg his house, or take the lug nuts off the wheels of his cars, or something like that. Or take the lug nuts off the wheels of his cars.
I think we've known for quite a while that Jake and Logan Paul are a bit, idiosyncratic, to say the least. But hopefully this video further proves the dumb stuff they say and they do. Thank you all for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, comment any thoughts, any feelings, how much of a low ganger or Jake Paula you are. Subscribe.